All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. So today we're tackling technological innovation.
Oh, a big one.
Yeah, and how it impacts businesses and shapes the whole world, really.
Mm.
We're going to be looking at a chapter from a textbook on strategic management.
Okay.
It's like a crash course in innovation.
Nice.
Perfect for, our listeners who are always on top of things.
Right. Want to stay ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This chapter, it makes this bold claim
Okay.
that technological innovation is the driving force, the main thing
Oh, wow.
for competitive success in so many industries today.
Makes sense.
It does. And get this, they have this stat in the book that just blew my mind.
Okay. What is it?
Many companies, like a lot of them,
Yeah.
they're making over a third of their sales from products developed in the last 5 years.
Oh, wow. So recent.
So recent.
That is fast.
Like things are moving that quickly.
Yeah. And it makes sense because, well, think about it. Companies that aren't innovating, they're basically just standing still.
They're getting left behind.
Totally. And it's not always about, inventing crazy new things like
Right.
flying cars or whatever.
Right.
Sometimes it's just about finding ways to do things better,
Yeah.
faster, and cheaper.
More efficiently.
Right. It's about creating products with, with unique features.
Right. So you can charge more.
Exactly. Higher margins and optimizing production to increase efficiency, to get more out of what you're already doing.
So it's about, it's not just the cool stuff.
Right.
It's actually surviving
Novel.
in the market. You
Yeah.
know? And what else I thought was really interesting,
Yeah.
the book talks about how advancements in IT,
Oh, yeah.
especially things like computer-aided design and manufacturing,
Okay.
have sped up innovation.
Totally.
It's crazy how fast things are.
And I mean, have you seen AI and machine learning lately?
It's mind-boggling.
It is how quickly it's evolving.
Yeah.
We're not even just talking faster computers anymore.
Right.
We're talking about algorithms that can learn.
And adapt.
Yes. So it's speeding up the actual process of innovating.
Wow.
And that has huge implications for businesses.
Oh, for sure.
Product life cycles are just shrinking.
Everything is obsolete as soon as you buy it.
It feels like it, right?
It really does.
And companies can target super specific niche markets with crazy precision these days.
So we see so many specialized products.
Exactly, an explosion of them.
So innovation's impacting us on so many levels.
Yeah.
Both as consumers and as, parts of the economy.
Right, right.
Speaking of impact, the book dives into how innovation shapes society.
Yeah.
As a whole.
The big picture.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. We have better food, better healthcare, better transportation.
All because of innovation.
All because of it.
It's pretty amazing when you think about
Yeah,
it.
it is.
And on a bigger scale, it drives economic growth
Right.
by making labor and capital more productive.
Makes sense.
There's always a but.
It's not all, perfect.
It's not all sunshine and roses.
Right. We need to be aware of the downsides, too.
Like what? Besides my phone being obsolete every 6 months?
Well, yeah, that's part of it.
Okay.
But there's also, there are more serious things.
Oh, okay.
Like pollution, for example.
Ah.
Or, antibiotic-resistant bacteria.
Oh, wow.
Innovation's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I see that.
We need to be mindful of the unintended consequences
For sure.
as we move forward with all this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a tough balance.
For sure.
And it gets even more complex when you consider that, these big innovations, they don't just happen randomly.
You don't just stumble on them.
Right. There's strategy involved.
Right. And the book actually uses this analogy. Okay.
Of an innovation funnel.
Oh, interesting.
I thought it was really helpful. It shows how, out of all the ideas out there,
Yeah.
only a tiny fraction actually make it
Make it
that
your
mark
market.
as successful products.
It's like a really tough
Yeah.
selection process, and companies that don't get that
Yeah.
can waste so much time and money
Oh, yeah.
chasing stuff that's just not going to work.
Yeah. They even give this example
Okay.
of pharmaceutical companies. I mean, just imagine how many life-saving drugs
Right.
are researched
Right.
and then never
Apparently, then you get to patients.
make it to people who need them.
Because they get stuck somewhere in the funnel.
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing.
It is, and it really highlights the importance of making smart decisions
Right.
throughout the whole innovation process.
So you can't just have a cool idea.
Exactly. You need a way,
You need a plan.
to evaluate those ideas and a way to actually bring them to market.
All right, so let's talk strategy then. This textbook lays out a framework for managing this whole thing.
Okay.
What are some of the key takeaways from that?
Well, it breaks it down into these three main stages:
I'm happy to-
foundations, formulation, and implementation.
Got it.
And the foundations section really dives into those fundamental questions
Okay.
we were talking about earlier. Like,
Yeah.
where do these innovative ideas even come from?
Yeah, where do they come from?
What are the different types of innovation?
Yeah.
And how do industries evolve over time?
So it's like building that knowledge base first.
Yeah, you got to understand the landscape
Yeah.
before you even start thinking about a specific strategy.
Okay, so you get your bearings first.
Right.
And then what?
Then you move on to the formulation stage,
Okay.
which is all about crafting your own innovation strategy.
So that's where you get specific.
Exactly. And this involves things like
Yeah.
defining your strategic direction,
Okay.
choosing the right projects,
Right.
figuring out how to collaborate effectively, and
Mhm.
protecting your intellectual property.
Okay, so it's putting those insights into action.
Exactly. It's where the rubber meets the road.
So you've laid the groundwork.
Yeah.
You formulated your strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? How do you make it happen?
That's where implementation comes in.
Okay.
This is all about putting your plan into action.
Right, making it real.
Right. And it involves things like organizing your team,
Mm-hmm.
managing the new product development process,
Okay.
Fostering a culture that's all about creativity and risk-taking.
So company culture is part of it.
Yeah, it's huge.
Interesting.
And then, of course, you need a deployment strategy
Right, to get your product out there.
to get it into the world.
It sounds like a really comprehensive approach.
It is. It's like a step-by-step guide.
Yeah.
And what I really like about it
Mm.
is that it recognizes that innovation isn't just a one-time thing.
Right.
It's this continuous cycle
You have to keep going.
of learning, adapting, and improving.
So for our listeners who are, trying to stay ahead,
Right.
what are the key takeaways from this whole deep dive?
I think one of the biggest ones
Mm-hmm.
is that innovation isn't this magical thing
Right.
that only certain people can do.
Yeah, anyone can do it.
Exactly. It's not about waiting for a eureka moment.
Right.
It's about having a system.
A system for it.
Yeah, for generating ideas,
Mhm.
evaluating them,
Yeah.
and then actually implementing them.
Right.
It's about recognizing that every problem is an opportunity
I like that.
to innovate.
Yeah, it's a different way of looking at things.
It is. And it's not always about these huge breakthroughs.
Right, right.
Sometimes it's just about,
The little things.
yeah, making small improvements.
Like think about smartphones.
Oh, yeah.
They've changed so much.
It's crazy how much they've evolved.
But it's all these little tweaks.
Exactly. But they add up to a huge transformation.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's about this culture of continuous improvement
Yeah.
where everyone can contribute ideas.
I like that.
And we shouldn't forget that innovation,
Yeah.
it's rarely a solo thing.
You need other people.
You need collaboration, both within companies
Mm-hmm.
and across industries.
Oh, right. Like working with other companies.
Yeah, think about how much cool stuff comes from different fields coming together.
Right, right.
That's often where the most exciting innovations come from.
Yeah, it's like two heads are better than one.
Exactly, but on a much bigger scale.
Bringing different perspectives.
Then expertise.
And then, of course, there's timing.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Knowing when to enter a market
Mm-hmm.
can be the difference between
Success and failure.
huge success
Yeah.
and a total flop.
Yeah, it's like catching a wave
Oh.
at the right moment.
Yeah,
Too early and you wipe out.
you're done.
Too late and you miss it.
You missed the wave.
It's exactly. So it all comes down to making smart decisions based on a good understanding
Yeah.
of the market, the technology, and
Yeah.
who you're competing with.
This has been so insightful.
Glad you're enjoying it.
I want to go back to that innovation funnel, though,
Okay.
for a second. It's humbling to think
Yeah.
that even with a solid strategy,
Mm-hmm.
most innovations still fail.
It's true.
So, what separates the winners
Right.
from the losers in all of this?
That's the big question, isn't it? Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
I bet you've got some insights from all your research, though.
Well, there's no magic formula,
Right?
but there are some things that keep coming up.
Okay. What do you see in the successful ones?
One big thing is really understanding what customers need.
Okay.
The best innovations, they're not just cool gadgets. They
Yeah.
solve real problems for people.
They have a purpose,
Exactly. They offer something people actually value.
whether it's convenience or
Yeah, or efficiency or entertainment.
something totally new.
Right. Or maybe even a need nobody's even thought of yet.
So it's about being different.
Yeah, offering something unique.
That sets you apart.
Absolutely, but that's only part of it.
Okay.
You also need to be good at execution.
So you have to be able to, like, make it happen.
Yeah, you need a clear vision, a solid business plan,
Right.
and the right team.
Because even the best idea won't go anywhere without a team.
Exactly. You need people who can bring it to life.
For sure.
And you can't be afraid to adapt.
To change things up,
Yeah, the process is never just a straight line.
there are always bumps in the road.
Always twists and turns, setbacks,
Right.
unexpected things you discover along the way.
So you have to be flexible.
Yeah, willing to change your strategy as you go.
And resilient.
Oh, resilience is huge.
Because you're going to hit roadblocks.
Yeah, innovation's risky.
Most new things fail.
They do, so you have to be able to bounce back.
To keep going.
Exactly, to learn from your mistakes and keep pushing forward.
You know, this has really changed how I think about innovation.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
It's not just about the big, flashy things.
Right.
It's about constantly trying to improve,
Yeah.
to evolve, to see what's possible.
That's what it's all about.
Challenging the status quo.
Exactly.
Coming up with new possibilities.
Yeah.
Making things better.
And that's something we can all be a part of.
I like that.
Whether we're, entrepreneurs or inventors or just people who want to make a difference.
Because innovation is happening all around us.
All the time.
The key is to be aware of it,
Yeah.
to embrace it.
And to never stop asking, what if?
This deep dive has been amazing.
Glad you think so.
We went beyond just the textbook stuff.
Yeah, we got into the real world stuff.
How it impacts businesses, society, the strategies behind it.
We even talked about the human side of it.
Yeah, the qualities that make people successful.
Absolutely.
But as we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. Knowing that most innovations fail.
Right.
What can you learn from others' successes and failures?
To increase your own chances.
Of creating something amazing.
That's a great question.
What unique perspective do you bring?
Yeah.
What problem are you passionate about solving?
Those are great questions to think about.
The answers might just spark the next big thing.
They might.
So keep exploring.
Keep questioning.
And keep innovating.
Until next time.
See you then.